Today on the channel, they fight, they fight, they fight and fight and fight. It's the Itchy and Scratchy robot versions, Super 7 Ultimate Edition Simpsons.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimates unboxing and review. And today on the channel, from Series 1, we've got Robot Itchy and Robot Scratchy. But for all your Itchy and Scratchy needs, and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $39, guess what? It does ship free. And Super 7, killing it with the Simpsons Series 1. I've really enjoyed these figures. You know, Mo was missing his apron. Super 7 is going to make that right for everybody. You just have to reach out to them. But I'm very, very pleased with Series 1 Ultimate Editions. A lot of people were kind of on the fence and stuff, and I would say these have really paid off. These do look really good. Check out the other unboxings on the channel if you did miss them. A lot of gripes from people, and understandably, too many deep cuts in Series 1. I get what they're saying there for sure. I think a lot of us would have liked to have one of the core family members in their regular plain Jane attire, a regular Homer maybe, for example. I can understand that, but to me, this really does tell me Super 7 must have the Simpsons license locked down for a pretty long time, because if they're going this deep with these two, Poochie in Series 1, I gotta think this means we're gonna have 5-6 years of Simpsons is probably the plan. Who knows, maybe longer than that. So it is an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting business take, but it is smart at the end of the day. If you put the core Simpsons family Series 1, a lot of people are gonna buy Series 1, never buy any again. But if you just dangle the carrot a little bit, mix it with some other ones, say, well, I guess I will get, Lisa Simpson, and I really do like that Mo. So then you'll grab a couple there. So really is a business play, and I think it does make sense. We'd probably do the same thing. But I would have liked to at least see one core Simpsons member in the Series 1. I get it, we got Deep Space Homer, but I'm saying Homer Regular Edition or Bart Regular Edition in Series 1. But we'll see what happens. Much more to come, and stay tuned to the channel. We'll be talking about all of it, of course. But today, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to do this review like we do all the other unboxings and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Got a 2-for-1 here. I felt like these two should be unboxed together. It's like Zaymot and Tomax, the Crimson Twins. You got to unbox them together. Itchy Scratchy, you got to unbox them together. Now, this is the robot versions, which are a little bit bigger. I would imagine when they finally do the cartoon versions, you might get a 2-in-1 pack because they would be a little bit smaller. So we'll see what happens with that. Of course, as usual with Super 7, you do get the mailer boxes. Got those right here. Thought we'd have those all nice and handy. Off to the side, the double see you later. There it is. And I guess since it's Itchy and Scratchy, we're going to start with Robot Itchy first. That's the way it's going to go. Simpsons box, beautiful cloud. Absolutely do love this. And then on the back, you get a little glamour shot. We'll just call it a glamour shot. A little artwork there looking really, really nice. Of course, the beautiful slip cover. We love it. We know it. All good right there. Really, really do like that. Pull that off for now. Then we're going to go over to Scratchy here. Same kind of front going on. On the back, you get a little Action Force artwork there. They're on the back, you get a little glamour shot there. Once again, a little artwork of Itchy and Scratchy doing their thing. And of course, just like Itchy, Scratchy, pull this bad boy off. And there it is. We're going through them. We're going through them. Now we're going to go back over to Itchy. We're going back and forth. It's back and forth mania here. We got him in the plastic prison. How cool does that look? Very big. Now, I do assume these will be bigger than their regular versions. I think that makes a lot of sense. Of course, these Itchy and Scratchy robots turned evil, as we remember in the episode way back in the day. Simpsons right there. Big window box. All kind of accessories there. Ultimates at the top. Nothing on the sides. On the back, we got a little bit of a blurb for Itchy. Let's see what it says about our old friend Itchy here. Robot Itchy appears in Itchy and Scratchy Land Season 6, Episode 4. Original air date, October 2nd, 1994. I was probably watching it live as it happened back then, I would have to imagine, in 1994. Now we're going to pull old Itchy out of here. Let's see what's going on. And as usual, have them on both of them, but I love the background. Kind of hard to see there, but all the Simpsons characters from the universe back there. Nice little attention to detail, I do feel. Now we got the big old plastic prison. It looks like we got a double plastic prison. There is a lot going on here. There's a ton of heads, accessories, you name it, a lot going on with this one. So I'm going to put him off to the side for now, and we're going to turn our attention over to Scratchy. We're going to get all these guys out of the package first here. But we got all Scratchy in the package, big plastic prison. Looks to be a little bit bigger. They're about the same size, I guess, but looking really good. Tons of accessories with this one as well. Nothing on the side, like we said. On the back, Robot right there. Robot Scratchy looking really, really good. Got the blurb. Got to think it's going to be the same exact blurb, I would imagine. Let's see what it says here. Robot Scratchy appears Itchy Scratchy Land Season 6, Episode 4, October 2nd, 1994. Oh, what a time to be alive. 1994. How about it? How about it? Shout out to 1994. There you go. And there he is in the big plastic prison. All kinds of weapons. Knives, hammers, axes, guns, chainsaws. He's not messing around here. He's got a Tommy gun with him, a mallet. Holy cow. Very, very cool. But I'm going to take this offline and get these guys out of the package, and we'll be back talking all things Robot, Itchy, and Scratchy. All right, got Itchy and Scratchy out of the package. Let's break these two figures down, and I guess we'll start with Itchy the mouse first. Of course, the robot version here. We're going to start with the accessories, as we always do. We'll go through them, then we'll get to the figure. We do get 2 extra hands here, so you get a little bit more open hands over there and more tight hands here, I guess. That's what's going on. So we do have those, of course, usual hand plug and play. We've seen that before. We do get a drum. So we got Scratchy on the side of the drum. Of course, I think he walked through the streets of the theme park in the episode and was hitting this drum. Now you pop the head off. This will slide right over the head. Put the head back on. Holds it in his chest. And then you get 2 drumsticks, mallets, whatever you want to call him. Can have him in his hand. He can kind of gong this guy together. But really nice drumsticks right here. Nice and thick. Have a good stiffness to them. Almost looks like 2 marshmallows on the top here. But interesting, of course. Makes sense with the episode. We did see this in the episode. I do remember that. Then we get down to these weapons, and from what I'm seeing here, we get a lot of weapon reuse. A way to keep costs down. You can use the same mold for both these guys. Makes sense, and then, of course, they both use these weapons anyway, so that does work for me. But we do get the old trusty mallet right here. Nice weight to this mallet, all in kind of a reddish, orangish, brownish color. Looking really nice there. And we do get a Tommy gun. Maybe you could give this to Mo Sislak. I know some people say, where's Mo's shotgun? I mean, Mo's had a lot of stuff. Can't give him everything. But I guess if you really wanted to, you could probably put this with Mo, because now we got 2 of these with Itchy and Scratchy. But it's a nice Tommy gun, all in gray color. Then we do get a chainsaw. Everybody loves a chainsaw, especially my friend Chainsaw Charlie. He loves himself a good chainsaw. Nice silver and red on this one. You just know what it is right off the bat, but does look really, really good. No issues there. And then we do get a big old hatchet here. Oh my gosh, big old hatchet there with the red on the end. Silver, and like it looks like a baseball bat basically here, which is very interesting. It looks like a baseball bat with a hatchet on the end. If you're a hatchet hitchhiker, this is exactly what you want. This is exactly what you want and need. Now we get down to our old friend Itchy here. We're going to go through the heads first. We do get an extra head with him, and I like what I'm seeing here. But it's definitely Itchy robot version. I mean, these Simpsons things, they've killed it, and it works so well because it's not crude animation, but it really does translate to action figures very easily. There's no mess-ups here from Super 7's model from the Simpsons cartoon. It looks just spot on. Looks like the character from the episode. I have no issues with this one right here. Definitely got the red eyes, the big white, red pupils, big and white, of course, robot, and, you know, they turned evil, all that kind of stuff. Don't want to spoil the episode if you haven't seen it. Got the big old mouse ears going on, a little bit of hair on the top, and then you do get the jaw, very trap jaw-like, if you know He-Man Masters Universe, kind of trap jaw style mouth there, a little spike on the back there, and then you got a big giraffe neck going on. Looks really, really good. Got no issues. Plain Jane stoic. Got the 2 metal teeth. Got a little bit of opening to the mouth. Not too shabby there, if you ask me. But then we look at the other head here, and this is a battle-damaged head, I guess we would call this. As you can see, all the computer parts and the brain and things. This just does fold right on, clips right in, so you can have, basically, is it the same head? Looks to be the same exact head when you put that back on. So it is the same head twice. You pop this off. That's kind of the gimmick of this one here. I'm probably not going to use this, but it is a nice touch. If you're a figure photographer, I could see moving stuff around using that there. But it does look really good, but it is the exact same head. Now we get down to right here with Itchy, and what do we got going on? So very robotic feel, very robotic look. I guess articulation-wise, head does spin all the way around. No... Oh, yeah, there is up and down. There is up and down. It looks like my neck's just a little off. There you go. So you got up and down. Not a ton, but they are robots after all. And you can spin all the way around if you need to. Arms go all the way around, no issues. We do got single jointed elbows, looking really good. Then you do get the hands that are removable, of course. So we do have that. You do get waist. Yes, you get a little triangular waist articulation. Almost looks like a microwave sitting there in the middle. It's got some bolts throughout, the nice silver bolts there, kind of the bluish gray scale that matches the arms and the neck in the middle. Basically just a straight up box. And then you do get legs. Now, these legs are a little interesting because they are very, very thin, as you can see. You do get a single joint back and forth on the knees, so plenty of articulation there. Same thing at the ankles, back and forth, but no side to side. It is a robot after all, but he is very top heavy, so you got to get it just right or he will fall over, as those legs are very, very skinny. So that's a small gripe, not really that big a deal. It's attention to detail, but he is a little bit harder to stand. He does have a tail, and the tail can move around, so if you need to move the tail, it is on a ball joint. That looks really, really nice. Not quite a bendy wire on it, but it does have some movement to it. But it does look really, really good. He might have some hard time holding the weapons is the only thing. And they're going to, I mean, they can hold the weapons, but I don't know if it's going to be exactly how you want it. You're going to have some droop to it, things like that. I would think the mallet would work a little bit better. Yeah, it would. So really, your mileage may vary how they hold the weapons. I think we're going to have the same thing with Scratchy as well. It makes sense, though. So you'd have no movement. You got the 3 prongs there. It's going to be a little tough to hold things like the chainsaw, maybe even the Tommy gun. It's just going to be one of those things. But an interesting looking one, very robotic as it should be. It is a deep cut, Itchy and Scratchy as robots, but I'm here for it. I don't mind things like this. I just hope that we don't end the line and we never get traditional Itchy and Scratchy. That's when the issues start to come in. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, and what do you know, folks? He fits right there on that stand. So if you need a stand for him, you get the Mattel stand from ringside. He will fit perfectly on there. That does help with his stability a lot. So keep that in mind if you're on the hunt for something like that. So there you go. There's old Itchy. Now we turn our attention to the robot cat, our old friend Scratchy. Now a lot of these weapons we've seen already. We've seen the mallet. We've seen the Tommy gun. We have seen the chainsaw, and then I believe the hatchet as well. So we've seen a lot of these things. Once again, getting the most out of your molds, reuse kind of does make sense. It'd be interesting, is anybody going to get just Itchy and not Scratchy or vice versa? I think everybody that buys these are probably buying both of these. You kind of have to, I think, if you ask me. You do got 2 big hands, very similar philosophy that we got with Itchy, we get with Scratchy, so we can see these hands here. Just tighter pronged hands than or what are on him. So choose your own hand adventure between those. We do get some weapons that are only to him here. So much like the drum over here for Itchy, Scratchy gets a few things. Scratchy gets a big old knife going on. Look at that. Almost comedic style knife, how big it is. Got the black against the tan and then the big silver blade. Looking really good. Another weapon of mass destruction for Scratchy to use against Itchy. And now I believe weren't like some of these weapons running around with legs. I think that's where this comes from. Got some robotic legs, no joints, no movements, anything, but it is a little axe handle, or a little axe actually, on legs. The problem is this is never going to stand up. There's no way you could ever get it to stand. So you could hold this with the legs down, but it is neat attention to detail from the episode. And then the big deep cut, of course, I saw this, I immediately laughed. I remember back to Bart being in the gift shop at Itchy Scratchy Land looking for his license plate. We see those all the time. You see them at Walmart every day, but it always has names on the license for kids on their bikes, things like that. And you got Itchy Scratchy Land Bort. Couldn't find Bart, but they had Bort. So that's a nice attention to detail of a little license plate action here. A little bit of an Easter egg, I guess we would call it. Now we get down to old Scratchy in robot form. Of course, Itchy Scratchy, cat, and a mouse. The cat's going to be bigger, and we do see that. Not terribly bigger, just a hair bigger here in robot form, though. But very, very close. And a lot of the articulation is probably going to be the same. Head goes all the way around. Head, there it is, back and forth, up and down on the head. So you do get a little bit of movement, but not a ton. But after all, it is a robot. The arm's going to go all the way around. Elbows back and forth, single jointed, not deep articulation, anything like that. Same thing at the wrist. We do get wrist articulation, though. I will point that out. So we do get wrist articulation. You do get the hands that are removable. You have wrist articulation over on Itchy, too. I missed that. But we do have good articulation at the wrist. That really does help with some of the things. Very interesting grip pattern here with the fingers. Just like Itchy, he's going to have some trouble holding some stuff, I have a feeling, so make note of that. You do got the big box in the middle, more of a refrigerator shape here. You do get the side-to-side there. Once again, the tail on a ball joint, all kinds of movement. Once again, very, very skinny legs on this one. He might have a little bit trouble standing, but he is a little bit bigger and wider. So you don't have the issues that you got with Itchy. He's a little bit thicker, just thick enough to stand up on his own very well. So no issues there standing up. You do get the knee bend. You do get the ankles up and down. No side to side on that one. But very, very clean, but very mechanical. Obviously, he's a robot. He should be, but does look really, really nice. Now the head, of course, you get the red pupils, the white eyes. You get the grayish blue color on the tongue and on the nose. You got 2 silver teeth for the spikes. You got black in the back side of the mouth. Once again, a trap jaw style jaw on him, and then you got the hair in the back there for old Scratchy. Definitely looks like robot Scratchy. I mean, there's no issues with these figures at all. I think it comes down to people saying, I don't want the robot versions from one episode, I want the traditional ones. I could see being the complaint. But if you're a deep Simpsons fan, you're a deep cut collector, you're gonna have no issues with these figures. You're gonna like these too. I do have that feeling. And much like we saw with Scratchy, we get Itchy as far as, oh, we gotta move that tail out of the way. But you could also use that tail for a little bit of a tripod if you really need to. Then you get the extra head, and just like this one, you can fit it together. You get the same exact head if you do that, but it is opened up. You see the robot kind of guts there in his mouth, everything. Looks like he's got a grenade between his eyeballs there is what it looks like, but really nice attention to detail. You can choose your own head adventure, how you want it to do. Probably going to have to get the old hair dryer out, heat these up to switch these back and forth. Very, very small peg joint on these as well. Whoops, there it is. But very, very nice. I have no problems with this figure at all. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I only have one stand here. I don't know how that happened. Where did all my stands go? Somebody came. There was a stand thief. He came in and took all my stands. Or I misplaced them. Who knows? But let's see if he fits on a stand. Yep, he fits perfectly on a stand as well. So both of these guys fit perfectly on the Ringside Collectibles Mattel stands. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% if you're in the game looking for some stands. But not too bad, not too shabby. I think I've pretty much said it all here. At the end of the day, it's not the traditional Itchy Scratchy, but it's still Itchy and Scratchy in robot form. It's a deep cut, but a very, very cool cut. As far as the whole wave, I don't know if it's totally my favorite. That Deep Space Homer, the Mo are pretty good. Poochie's pretty good. They're really all really good. I guess it just depends how you like it. But for me, Homer and Mo are the shining stars of this set. Probably then Poochie, probably then these two, but I still do like these two. They're going to have a home on my display in my Simpsons collection. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? What's your thought on Simpsons Series 1? What's your thought on Itchy and Scratchy? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Give it the old thumbs up. Don't forget to support the channel. That always helps out. And you can also support the channel over on Patreon, where you get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, Q&As, you name it. A lot going on the Patreon channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget about social media. Hit me up over there. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Robot, Itchy and Scratchy, and Simpsons Super 7 Ultimate Series 1, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.